This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. We keeping the foot on the whoop. Oh, needs. We keeping the foot on the whoop. Oh, needs. Like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, I'm applying whoop. Like the Siberian tiger, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? He bursts pipes. Let's talk about it, man. Alright. Deontay Wilder again. What the fuck are you doing, man? What the fuck are you doing? Notice I haven't touched the Deontay Wilder topic because I had to basically dry out all of the moisture of the Devin Haney fanboy bullshit. That was my focus. You guys have to understand in life, when you lock in on a focus on something, you gotta castrate it. And once the mission is done, then you can move on to the next. A lot of people like to put their hands in a cookie jar. A lot of cookie jars. Women multitask and they do a lot of different things. But if you notice, everything's not always complete with them because they're doing so many things to the point to where it's incomplete. Men are managers of everything. Their job is to manage everything. But in managing everything that they're doing, they're supposed to make sure things are completed. Things are absolute and resolute. So all of the moisture has been put out on Devin Haney fanboys. The dust has fucking settled. They've left the situation alone. Now we're going to talk about Deontay Wilder. What the fuck are you doing? You were doing so good in basically solitude. Basically fortress of solitude. There's nothing like privacy, man. Why does Tyson Fury need to know what your game plan is? You fucking lost, man. And you lost in the worst way. You lost in a paid-to-lose stain of a fucking fight. Now, people are saying, you can't come back to the fold. I didn't know that you had the license to determine if anybody could come back into the fold or not. He Knows Everything never left the fold of Deontay Wilder. I just tell the truth. See, this is what people don't understand about this platform. Motherfuckers are going to come and go, but the truth will always be here. Let me say it again. Motherfuckers will come and go, but the truth will always be here because He Knows Everything tells the truth. The truth is like a two-edged sword, piercing the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit, even unto the joints and marrows. That means it pierces the fiber of your DNA, your molecular structure, your full anatomy, dog, at the highest levels. So there's going to be a time where it's not about what you want to hear. It's about what you need to hear. Now, He Knows Everything always tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But what He Knows Everything is saying, because he has to break things down to simple science, a lot of times the shit he say go over a lot of people's heads. Lately, he's been breaking shit down in simple science for people. Is the simple fact that when it's all said and done, it's pretty much a foregone fucking conclusion that Deontay Wilder is now doing the wrong shit. He Knows Everything never left the mold of Deontay Wilder. And no one's gonna tell He Knows Everything you can't come back. Stop the presses and pump the brakes on that nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. He Knows Everything just never left. He never basically sat there and lied and sugarcoated to Deontay Wilder. A lot of people want to lie and sugarcoat to Deontay Wilder. They basically are sellouts, man. Black people have a divide and conquer or conquer and divide mentality. He Knows Everything knows this because he knows his own kind very fucking well. I know my kind better than fucking most, believe it or not. I've empowered my own kind on YouTube via collaborations, and look, they've turned against me. They've become nothing but Judas Iscariots to my Jesus Christ. They've done this plenty of times, each and every single time. And I sat here in Jesus fashion and say, okay, we're going to try this again. We're going to try this again. Because knowledge is not something for you to hold. It's meant to be passed down. And He Knows Everything talked about this yesterday with Maximus Decitus. What you do in this life, it echoes into eternity, man. So when you do great shit in this life, it's going to echo into eternity that what you did was great. Because it represented the identity of greatness personification. See, He Knows Everything is all about pushing things in its most greatest and most maximumist way. I mean, that's just the way He Knows Everything rolls. It's not my job to sit here and not give people chances. Other people want chances now, because people always gonna step up to the plate and want a chance, because they can see the platform is filled with authenticity and consistency. So they always gonna step up. Those who've profited off of the platform, good for you, man. I don't lose sleep over it. I don't have no spilled milk over it. It just tells me what God has already told me, that a lot of schools of businesses, schools of thought, schools of ministry, schools of understandings will fall up under you. This is the blessing I've given you, that you will create men. You will be a fisher of men. You will create them to go out there and impact, and they will be prepped to minister to people because you've ministered to them.
Go ahead.
I know this. This is my calling, and it's a greater calling, because He Knows Everything is the prophet of this generation. He's already told you guys this stuff. It's very prevalent. Go on any collab, you'll see He Knows Everything stands out as the guy, the creme de la creme, because it is what it is. And he's the guy that people listen to. He's the alpha of alphas. Why am I saying all of this? Because Deontay Wilder was starting to go back into an alpha mode, and then he regressed. I see he's struggling with his yin and yang. And he was taking on some of the admonition that He Knows Everything was giving him. I know. Motherfuckers talk. Motherfuckers have spoken to me. Yes. I am talked about in his circles. And that's why a lot of people shun He Knows Everything. I've been brought up plenty of times. Not going to reveal no sources. Not going to reveal who said it, because I don't play these games. I'm not going to reveal that. It's not meant to be revealed. But I can say that. And I can stand on surety that that is actually what's happened. That I made his woman Telly Swift feel some type of way because I told the truth about her. Yes, motherfuckers have come back and told me this shit. But all I was doing was telling the damn truth. And see, the truth always gets you, it always finds you in trouble. Not that I give a fuck that I'm in trouble, because to me, I'm not in trouble when the truth is being delivered, because the man above says, when you go before the magistrates, at that hour think not what ye shall say, for at that hour it shall be given unto thee what ye shall say. So at that hour it was given unto He Knows Everything to say this, that the identity of what Deontay Wilder did in Wilder Fury 2 was a stage of a glove gate paid to lose situation. He's not going to be able to undo that stain. So that's one issue he's still going to have to deal with for the rest of his boxing career, because it's always going to be on his boxing record that Tyson Fury put a dent in his skull. Crackhead put a dent in his skull and beat him. And his defeat is by the hands of this crackhead. You can't undo that. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So if I'm turning against Deontay Wilder, or I'm a sellout against Deontay Wilder, or I can't come back into the fold because I told the truth on Deontay Wilder, it's the things that make you say, It's the things that make you say, People got to understand, when you are indirectly taking shots at He Knows Everything, you are already in the weak man's position. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. So hear me and hear me fucking well. When you are taking indirect shots at He Knows Everything, and then you make it to the point to where it's so obvious that it's not indirect no more, to where people are pointing it out, you are in the weak man's position. That means you're still going by He Knows Everything's drum. That means that He Knows Everything is still leading and you're still following. It's best you just leave indirect shots. You leave everything that's associated with He Knows Everything alone. Because the aura of He Knows Everything, the step of He Knows Everything is that powerful. It's that big. And it's that looming. It's that illuminating that it just doesn't get undone. Especially if you've done collabs with He Knows Everything. Especially if you were partnered with He Knows Everything. You will forever be remembered as that. No one's ever going to remember you for anything else bigger than that. So it behooves you to leave the indirect shots alone. It behooves you to leave anything that's associated with indirectness, where he knows everything, alone. Because when you do that, guys like Aaron Jones that are sharp mentally, that you can't pull that indirect bullshit on people like that, they're going to see it and say, he knows everything. Can I ask you a question? And then he knows everything. Is going to say, okay, what's the question? I thought this such and such was cool with you. What's going on? Why such and such taking indirect shots at you? Because people are not stupid. Especially people like that at that level. And Aaron Jones was a motherfucker that I told you was a sharp individual. You know who I'm talking about, motherfucker. So tighten up, because people are catching on. When you're the leader and you are the leader of men, it will always show as such. Because your impact, when people leave and they leave hot and bothered like grits, they leave emotional and frustrated as you know what, it's always going to show that. We get it. The disciple is disgruntled. We get it. The disciples feeling some type of way. We understand that. Disciples always do this. Judas did this to Jesus. But Jesus still blessed him while he betrayed him. Woo! Dropping gems and jewels, man. Get the turkeys out and get to the damn gobbling. Judas betrayed Jesus, but Jesus still blessed him in his betrayal. So I'm still going to bless you in your betrayal, man. Because when it's all said and done, you're just revealing your true colors. The red flags was always there. He knows everything, always saw it. But he knows everything likes to always look at the positive of people and not the negative. Because the good outweighs the bad. It all started when folks started saying, you're just like he knows everything. And making comparisons, and you probably was feeling some type of way about it. And you had to tell people, I'm not he knows everything. I'm such and such. We get it. But what you got to understand is imitation is the highest form of flattery. And what you got to understand is people marvel at comparing you to greatness. And when you're being compared to greatness on that level, you, like a turkey, you gobble that thing up. How's all of this contextualizing to Deontay Wilder? Well, it's very clear. Deontay Wilder was greatness personification, formerly known as. Now he's greatness mimication. Because he's putting himself out there on Jump Street. Listen, man. The guy that's your head trainer is a guy that got knocked the fuck out, man. By you. So he's already null and void. He's already invalid to be the one to be your head trainer. And all of these videos where you showcasing you on the mitts, it's all sexy and cute. Yeah, I said it. I fucking said it and I meant it. It's all sexy and cute, man. When motherfuckers are on the mitts, it looks good. It makes the women go, woo. It makes the guys go, yeah, look at this motherfucker. He's on the mitts. But will that shit translate in the ring? Will you be mobile like that in the ring? I believe you will. But why are you putting your game plan out there? Why are you putting this shit out on Jump Street? Why are you making it obvious and prevalent to the boxing community fan base, especially the guy, the crackhead that cracked your fucking skull, that this is what I'm going to do? I get it. We have to be confident. We have to show that no one can make us sweat. We get that. I understand where you're coming from, Deontay Wilder. But this is one of those moments where you do it in silence. You do it in solitude. It's like prayer. Jesus said that he had to go pray to the Father in silence. Do you know why he says that? It's not that he has to go pray to another being. He's actually praying to himself. It's just the difference between his flesh praying to his spirit. Anyways, I don't even want to talk about that and go into that, because if I delve into that, that's a whole nother topic. I'll be here forever. But he's showcasing an example to you guys on when God's doing his work, he does it in silence. And then when it's time for the chickens to come to roost, he will manifest everything in public display. That is what you were supposed to do in this moment, Deontay Wilder. You had a moment to regain your alpha shit. Then you regress back into betahood because you are congregating around a bunch of pure fucking beta supremes. This is why you're fucked up. Because you are masquerading yourself with beta males. And when you do shit like this, it creates a situation where you become a beta fucking male yourself. Why are you showing off? I thought you had a private facility, man. Why do you need to show off to these beta cuck males? These pure fucking beta supremes, these mama boy beta males, man. That's why they all hot and bothered like this. You notice all of them that's attacking He Knows Everything is because if you look, you will find something prevalent with them. Fatherlessness. No active father in the home. No father figure, no father role model, no father personality. He Knows Everything has father figured a lot of motherfuckers on YouTube. Father role modeled a lot of motherfuckers on YouTube. Father personality, a lot of role models on YouTube. I can say this confidently and without fail because the proof is in the fucking pudding. It's happened. It's not something that we can fabricate and make up. It's fucking happened. But Deontay Wilder, that dent in your fucking skull also fucking happened. So this is a moment for you, just like Jesus went in solitude to pray to the Father. This is a moment for you to be training in solitude, confinement. Like Superman, go find your fortress of solitude. Well, you found it supposedly in this facility that you bought. So I told you guys, Telly Swift running. She running that game. Hey, look at it. We need a bigger estate. We need a bigger house. Don't get me started, dog. I already put y'all motherfuckers on game. Remember, I'm an alpha of alphas. I peep all this shit. But the bottom line is this. Deontay Wilder, you're going down a spiraling road that's not good, bruh. And if I wasn't your brethren of admonition, correction, and chastisement, I wouldn't tell you this. Do I still believe you're going to win the third fight? Yes. Do I believe you're going to win it by KO power stoppage? Yes. I called this shit a mile away. I've been said it before everyone was saying it. So there's no such thing as He Knows Everything's out of the fold. Stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. A lot of people's channels are built off of He Knows Everything's principles. So that alone invalidates you from saying that He Knows Everything is null and void on being in the Deontay Wilder form. I'm about my own first. I'm about Deontay Wilder first before anything. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie to this man. Why the fuck are you putting yourself out there, man? These things need to be top secret. Look at Tyson Fury. Top fucking secret, man. Learn a thing or two, dog. Because when it's all said and done, when a motherfucker loses, psychologically, it has an impact on you. Even if it's a paid-to-lose stainage of a loss, a glove gate of a loss, it psychologically fucks with you, especially if you were undefeated all that fucking time. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat to tell of fashion. I keep the foot on the whoop, dicks. I keep the foot on the whoop, dicks. When it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder's gonna win the third fight. But the way you're going about it, it's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, What's not cold-hearted about that? What's not unadulterated about that? And what's not the cutthroat truth-telling fashion that's associated with that? This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.